All right, moving on to Street Fighter 6. I actually have a guest for this section. My friend Craig, who also
Hello.
streams at SVG Gaming or SGV Gaming.
Yes, it's me. Hello. It's your boy Craig, otherwise known as they said, SGV Gaming, SGV Swag. I mostly stream a lot of fighting games and I play a lot of fighting games. So if you want to check my stuff out, I'm on Twitch and Instagram at SGV Gaming.
Yeah, when I knew I was going to do a Street Fighter segment, I had to get you on.
Yeah, man, you know me. When it comes to Street Fighter, just anything fighting game in general, I got a whole pamphlet for the stuff I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, so me and you finally got to play together. I came over to your house not too long ago and we played a little bit. Um, it was finally good to play with a friend. I've just been playing online using Ken. Like I told you, I haven't been using literally any other character except for Ken. When I was playing with you, it was the first time I started actually using other characters and just mess around a little bit, seeing how they play. And I think I tried everybody except for some of the older characters that I've just played before. Like I don't think I tried out Cammy, but um,
Mm.
or Zangief. But yeah, it was a good time. Like I said, Ken is my main. I've been playing him because I just want to get good. And playing you, I realize I'm better than I think I am. Because I'm thinking like I'm doing decent online, but I was like, I don't know how good I am. But I feel like I gauge how good I am with you, and I'm like, I can get better. I'm doing good.
Oh yeah, you're definitely not terrible at all, especially your Ken. Yeah, the one good thing that you have too when you especially when you played against me is like your timing. Your timing is like immaculate and stuff. So I'll tell you, even when I try to do my drive rush and whatnot, somehow still managed to catch me off guard and whatnot, and know it's followed with like either a grab or like a whiff punish, which is really good.
Yeah, I'm not good at using drive rush, but I'm good at countering drive rush.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and I was playing somebody one time, and you can tell that they were either new or this was their first time playing a fighting game for a while, but they just would not stop jumping. And I'm like, bro, I'm playing Ken. He has one of the best anti-airs in the game. Why do you keep jumping in? Stop jumping in. You can't jump in
That's
against Ken or Ryu.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the downfalls. Like if you're jumping a lot and you're going against like a Ken Ryu, and even nowadays like Luke or whatnot, it's guaranteed you're gonna get like an uppercut to the jaw eventually.
Yeah.
So especially if it's like extremely obvious now.
I hate fighting other Kens because I just can't jump.
Right.
Or Ryu's. Um, I did try a DJ a little bit when I was playing by myself in training mode, and he's fun, so I'll probably play with him later on. But my secondary is Jury. During the beta, I played a lot of Jury alongside Ken, so she's definitely next on my list to grind with. Who are your mains?
Well, pretty much as you listed, like the main two is Jerry and Ken. Well, Jerry being number one because I put like a mass amount of hours in her since Street Fighter 4 or whatnot, and that's kind of been like my biggest character for like the longest time. And then Ken being the second main because I played him since Third Strike. Yeah, Ken is like probably like one of the best anti-air like with punishers in the game. But other characters though, besides them two, I've been playing a lot of Luke lately. And Luke has been extremely fun. He has a lot of slow command inputs though, but I think it's like the way you put him in to where it could be like easily to like counteract towards certain other opponent moves. He's been really fun lately. And other than that, I've also been playing a little bit me, and I know a lot of people aren't really a big fan of Jamie, at least not at the moment. So at least
Oh,
just going against
I
them.
hate fighting Jamie. I hate fighting any of the new like three main characters. I hate fighting Kimberly, Jamie, and Luke. I do not like fighting those three.
Jamie is definitely like type character. I'm not trying to put it in perspective of like if you know how to play Lei Wulong at Tekken or like Bo Raicho in Mortal Kombat X, then he's kind of on that same level as them two with the whole drunken fist and the whole breakdancing style fighting moves. He's really fun to learn, but definitely also called to play.
Yeah. I haven't actually. You know what? I think that's one of the characters I haven't tried out yet. I should have tried them out when I was over there. But yeah, Jamie's interesting. I need to just fight more Jamies. I feel like online I'm running into a lot of juries for sure,
Yeah.
and dang, I can't even remember what characters I've run into. I feel like jury is definitely the one I see the most, and
For
most people.
me, I def I was for me, I've definitely run into a lot of Zang. Scary.
I haven't ran into a lot of grapplers. I haven't ran into any Zangiefs or Menons or anything. Somehow, I don't know.
He's so hard to counter react. Like you can literally be in the middle of like your parry animation, and he'll still try to grab you out of that regardless.
Yeah, me and you were messing around with a bunch of random characters at one point, and I chose E Honda, and E Honda's grab is crazy. His command grab,
It's insane, and it's really effective in close range too. It's so insane.
especially when you enhance it, it's ridiculous. It's good. I might
Yeah,
I might put some effort into E Honda. E Honda is good. I don't know if I want to fight E Honda online.
like 30, like 40% plus damage. That's insane. On like yeah, on EX, that's insane.
What has your online experience been like?
It's kind of been it's like it's always on a scale of like 50-50. Like half of it being like not too bad, not too shabby. I've had a lot of matches, and another half being extremely difficult. But there's also a lot of other people that like spam certain same moves and whatnot. So it's about like 50-50. I think one of my greatest like matches I've came across. I think this was recently. I think like a couple days ago, and I was playing against this Ryu player that was playing as Ken. It felt like probably one of the honest matches that I've ever fought in a while, where like there's not like not a lot of jumping. There's not spamming like rush drive, like rush drives, any of that. It just felt real, and the guy was very cool to play against too. Like it wasn't too terrible.
Oh yeah, it's always fun playing with somebody you can go tit for tat with, and that you just keep rematching, and y'all like are like even playing field, and it's going back and forth.
Yeah, like I remember. Yeah, I remember during the beta that I was going against this other Ryu player and this Ken, and we probably had like the longest first to 10 match, and it was so even. Like it was both like I get like a win, he gets a win, I get a win, and he get a win, and so on and so forth. That's probably the best experience I felt in like a Street Fighter match, like in general. Like one of the best.
Yeah. So
It was
have you played any of the World Tour?
yes, and I need to really continue on to it right now, but I have, and wow, it's so fun.
Yeah,
It is.
World Tour is fun. Unfortunately, Final Fantasy 16 came out not too long ago, so I'm busy with that. So it's gonna be a while before I hop back into Street Fighter 6 World Tour, but I have played
Yeah.
a little bit of it, and from my experience with it so far, it's a fun idea, but you can tell it's in its infancy, and that it will undoubtedly be much better next time they do it, or even in like any DLC they add, you can tell they're gonna improve on it. I feel like it's a solid foundation, and it's fun the way that it is, but like I can't help but notice all the flaws and see how it could be better.
Yeah.
Um, Being able to combine different of the main characters' moves together is really cool. Currently, I'm using I'm waiting to find Ken so I can get a Shoryuken, and well, so I can just get everything that he has, as well as his Shoryuken and Hadoken. But right now, I'm using DJ's Fireball, and I think I have Menon's her Charge Punch, and Luke's Uppercut right now, and I'm using I think Luke's main like fighting style for the normals. But
Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah.
but I'm waiting for Ken to get the normals because I know how to play Ken, so I can use his normals much better once I get him.
Like I said, it is really fun. You do eventually get to. 'Cause I have Ken's on mine. Mine's is literally just a combination of just both Ken Shoryuken with Luke's I think it's command kick walking forward, and then I do also have DJ's Fireball, which is extremely funny.
Ooh,
So it might more of like a close range, but also kind of like type character.
now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably definitely going to get E Honda's command grab when I get the chance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Ken's normals, his uppercut, his fireball, the charge punch from Marissa, and the command grab from Honda, and I'm gonna be a beast. Have you played any online matches with your created character, your avatar?
Yeah, I've only played against Robert for that moment because I kind of wanted to like wait to like level up my character like just a little bit more until I can start going against other people because like I've been going to the battle hub a lot and been like watching like other like people fight whatnot. And their levels are like beyond the charts. So I'm like nowhere near that level yet. So I'm just kind of being patient right now and just waiting until the moment's right.
It's funny. I'm like I think I'm in like 20s now, and like running up on the people who's like level 2 and just destroying them just feels disrespectful. It's like, why am I beating up this baby?
Right.
But I need that XP. But who is it? It's interesting. I wonder how they managed to make it to where no matter where you are, no matter who you fight, every area of the streets turns into a stage. I feel like that is
Yeah.
an impressive technical feat. That
Yeah, like
it's incredible that they managed to do that.
yeah, like you literally like could be like fighting in like the corner of a wall next to like a gas station or something, and then yeah, that just magically turns into a fighting stage. Somehow just make it work. That's kind of like one of the coolest like mechanics they came up with.
Yeah, so I haven't finished the story but from what I've heard, um, it could be better, and that
Mm.
a lot of questions are left unanswered when it comes to the actual like main Street Fighter characters. And I feel like that's something they could improve in like DLC or like a future game where, like, I feel like the main character's story should like interweave with our avatar story and should come to at least at the very least a satisfying conclusion, if not a complete conclusion. Like apparently even in his arcade mode and not even in the main story, like Ken's story doesn't get like a resolution.
Yeah,
Like
which
there
is
is
kind of odd.
that is very strange, and it makes me wonder: are they going to do that in DLC, or do they have like a lot more plans for the World Tour mode in DLC, and that's why they haven't fully done it in the main game, or if this is just something like this is their first time doing this, so they're just make it's not perfect.
Yeah, still trying to like work out the tweaks, bugs, or whatnot. But yeah, but I just know that for like at least for the main characters, as far as like their stories and backgrounds and whatnot, they just all mostly heavy like resolve around just the arcade mode or whatnot. So you probably would have to just play that to get more in depth of like certain characters and stuff. When you play Ken's like arcade mode, it tells more about what has happened with him, like how he got to what he is now, how he got framed as this type person.
Yeah,
Yeah, it tells more, but I wish it could like kind of explain more in depth into that in World War.
yeah. As much as I love like a lot of Capcom games, their writing staff, like their stories, don't be hidden usually. Like I like Devil May Cry is good and all, and there it has its moments, but the story of Devil May Cry isn't the most interesting or engaging. And I feel like the best. I feel like Resident Evil is their best in terms of story because that's their most like story focused franchise. But
Right.
even then, it's not perfect, but it has been getting better and better with each year. Like Resident Evil 4 remake story is amazing, and I feel like with Street Fighter is the area where their story is the weakest, and they need to like their writers just need to step up their game.
Yeah, that is it is very true. Especially if you like go back into like playing like Street Fighter Five story and kind of how like less there is with certain characters, how there's not a lot of good pacing towards build up within like certain fights, encountering with another like enemy or something. I just felt like I feel like that story has been rushed and also at the same time not putting much enough effort and stuff to it. And a lot of people were very confused about the conclusion of like the Street Fighter Five story, the ending fight, and freaking a bunch of other people that was in that same scenario with them. I I just felt like that with that story in particular, though, it could have been more thought out with the certain character that we're playing as, which I thought it would have been like Nash or something, but it was kind of revolving like around everybody and stuff. So it kind of started to lose its plot, of what was
Yeah,
going on.
yeah, that one was very clearly rushed, and it was just them like trying to like build up Street Fighter Five to actually be a good game because it started off very incomplete, and they were clearly trying to compete with games like Mortal Kombat, and in terms of story mode, which is just like Mortal Kombat has a bigger budget, you're just not going to do it. So yeah, it was a mess, but Street Fighter Six they really stepped up their game in that regard, and hopefully they can keep improving on the story in the future. In terms of like the avatar customization, I think that is also something that can be improved in terms of the character creator as well as the clothes that you buy from stores. They're all ugly. Like I'm just waiting to be able to get Ken's gi or Ryu's gi because all the clothes that you can actually buy in stores do not look good, and I wish that they were better.
Yeah, in some areas I can definitely agree. But for at least for me though, like I pretty much got clothes based on like one of my OCs I created. Cause I made my OC in my world tour. So the clothes that she has on there, it fits her. But yeah, I completely agree. If you like doing like a character like for yourself or whatnot, it's not a lot of options and stuff that you can choose from.
Yeah, I feel like
And
yeah, there are just a lot of there's a lot of good stuff. Like there are a lot of great ideas in the world tour, but a lot of it is half baked. The story is half baked. The customization is half baked. The RPG stuff, the leveling stuff is good, but not fully realized. And the only part that is fully realized is arguably the part that matters the most, which is the fighting, which makes sense because it's a fighting game. But in the future, if they really want to expand on this game mode and to really have an interesting story that's gonna bring casual players into the game, they're gonna have to expand on all of those things and make it better as time goes on.
which they probably will when dropping this other new updates that they got going on with the other new guest characters that's coming in and other
Yeah,
stuff.
for
So
sure. They have been adding like DLC cosmetic items for the avatars. I'm very
yeah,
interested.
suppose
I'm very interested to see what the costumes for the main characters will look like. Because there were some really good costumes in Street Fighter Five.
oh yeah.
So I really want to see what they look like in this. Like of course, um, Chun Li's 100% gonna get her alpha costume. She has to.
They need to. That's
That's
definitely like one of her iconic outfits as
that's
well.
like easily her second most iconic outfit after her original. So yeah, we're definitely gonna see some stuff like that. What is it? And there's the Ryu. I think it's multiple characters, but at the very least, Ryu is in was it Exo Primal, their dinosaur like shooter game, and
Yeah, the
I
crossover game.
I
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that version of Ryu became a skin in Street Fighter Six. That robot Ryu.
That's what had me fooled. I was I was thinking it was gonna be like a skin
Yeah, I did
thing
too.
for the characters.
I thought it was gonna be like robot skin for the characters to look like the exosuits in Exo Primal, but no, they straight up added a Ryu skin to Exo Primal, which is funny.
Yeah, it was both for I think it was both him and Gaio, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely had me fooled thinking it was either a skin. Well, first it kind of had me thinking this was like some random expansion thing to like just like a world tour where you can like play as the main characters and you can fight dinosaurs or whatnot. And then I thought it was skins, but no, it's
Yeah,
crossover.
I did too for a second too. I thought it was gonna be expanding the world tour for a second. That would have been fun. Like if you fought dinosaurs, that would be funny. But something else I think they could expand on is in a sequel. It'd be cool if they straight up added a beat 'em up mode to the game, like a mode where like it turns to side scroller and you're going throughout the city and playing it like a beat 'em up. That would be really fun.
Yeah, and
Like
literally I was gonna say the closest we technically have though
it's the
in
train.
world tour. Yeah, it's just the train. That's pretty much just it.
If
That's the
they
closest we got.
if they made a full on beat 'em up mode in the game that turns into a side scroller and you can do it with maybe you can even do it online and it becomes like a leaderboard type thing. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like they could really expand on it. It makes me low key want to see them make a new Final Fight.
I was really hoping for like at least like a remake of the Final Fight. I think it's Final Fight 1, I believe, they used to had on the I think it was the Game Boy Advance, I believe.
Yeah, so Wiz, I did play the entirety of Final Fight on one of the arcade cabinets with Takira actually, who's been on this podcast as well, a friend of me and Craig's. We played the entirety of Final Fight on the arcade in Street Fighter Six back in the last beta before the game came out.
Hmm.
So I hope they get the second one eventually. I kind of want to play through all the Final Fights now, or at least the older ones. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can see how cool a remake or a new Final Fight would be. My idea for a new Final Fight would be that you introduce some new characters. Like Kimberly should be a character in a new Final Fight. She should 100% be a character, and then you of course still have Guy and Cody. And you bring in I forget her name, but the girl from she was in a Street Fighter versus like SNK, I think. Maki, is that her
Yeah,
name?
Maki. Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think there should be a whole spin-off that's just about the what is that group of ninjas called? I forget what they're called.
The
I'm trying to think because Kimberly says it all the time in her intro, and I can't remember what it's called. It has Ryu in it though. It's like I don't remember, but that Ninja Clan, I feel like they could get their own spinoff.
Yeah.
And that could be its own like hack and slash game where you play as Guy and Zeku and Maki and Kimberly. That would be really cool. But also just a new Final Fight in general would be cool. But yeah, that's all I got. If you don't have anything else,
I mean, as far as the Final Fight thing though, that would be really cool, and they'll have like other like previous characters you think like maybe even play as even like the bosses too, like probably plays like Hugo and Abigail,
yeah.
or like Poison. That would be really cool.
But also, I feel like in a new Final Fight, they would like do more to like make the different versions of those characters look different. Because in the old ones, like Poison and Hugo were all like the same character model. So they would have, and since Hugo and Poison and Abigail have become their own characters in Street Fighter, I would imagine that they would actually, have them be the main versions of those characters, but have the other versions of them use the same moves, or maybe similar moves, but look completely different, so that they aren't, since those characters have their own identity now as individual characters.
Yeah, very true, very true.
But yeah, it was good having you.
Well, yeah, it was definitely great to be on here, man, and talk about Street.
Yeah,
really hyped for this.
I'm definitely gonna have to have you on the second episode of Choose Your Character, which for you guys who don't know what that is, there's only one episode we made of that, and it's on the channel, and it's where we create rosters for fighting games, and we did one for Injustice 3 a while back. And I have one. The next one I'm gonna do is for either a new Marvel vs. Capcom or just a Marvel fighting game.
That was actually cool.
I'm gonna have to have you on that one. Another one we could do is that I've been thinking about a lot lately is a horror fighting game if it was made by NetherRealm.
That would actually be insane to think about it.
But yeah, we'll get into that later. I'm gonna go into not Street Fighter 6. I was gonna say Street Fighter 16, Final Fantasy 16 after this.